Gretchen, Rossi, and Slade Smiley are hosts of the podcast Knot Too Taboo, and they're joining us today. They were recently dealing with a power struggle when it came to putting their daughter down to bed and what was the best way to do it. Take a look.
All right, Miss Skylar, do you want to tell the people what you have been doing to Mom and Dad lately?
Skylar is 15 months old. She refuses to sleep. We're in conflict constantly because of sleep deprivation.
Last night, I did not sleep until 5 a.m. We were waving our white flag and we're like, Skylar's winning, we need help.
I agree with you. You guys are in need of some professional help. Please welcome Dr. Michael Bruce.
In these types of cases where we're concerned about a child not being able to fall asleep, the very first thing we always want to try to discover is this a physical problem or is this a behavioral problem?
What do you think working with him for the next few weeks?
Oh my gosh, I would love it. Anything that can help us kind of bring peace back to the home and allow there to be a connection for all of us to be happy, including Skylar, that's definitely what we want.
Hey guys, thanks for joining. We've been talking about power struggles and relationships with Dr. Judy. So how do you guys handle your power struggles?
We deal with our power struggles by me realizing I have no power.
Absolutely. He's a smart man. They say happy wife, happy life, right? I mean, Slade and I really are lucky because we do have great communication. But it is interesting because as Dr. Judy was saying, during this quarantine, I think we fought more during the quarantine than we ever have.
I think that's true.
And It was really interesting to see, we started to have to sit down and start evaluating that and saying, why are we fighting? Why are we having this power struggle? What's happening with our communication? So I feel like we're pretty good, but yeah, there's definitely been some times where you're trying to take the lead and I want to be taking the lead or vice versa. And especially when it came to Skylar's sleep schedule, we were just not on the same page at all when it came to that.
And so what do you think it has been about COVID and the shelter in place situation that has kind of, removed the curtain and shown that there are some issues?
I honestly think it's really more just about external frustrations. Yeah. People are confined into a small space. We're frustrated about the things that are maybe going on within, work and the environment and things that are really out of our control. And those frustrations, I think, unfortunately come out in the home. Yeah. We've always been very open in our communications, and I credit Gretchen with this. We talk about everything all the time. And it was only since this pandemic that things started to really get to a point where there was some conflict and frustration. Now we're able to talk through it, but again, that's because Gretchen forces me to talk. I used to be that guy that would marinate, just want to think about it.
Yeah.
But, she taught me that we need to communicate in the moment about what's happening, and it's never as bad as I thought it was. It really is always just about some sort of miscommunication, right? And so the more you discuss it and talk about it, the quicker you alleviate the pain. Don't let the splinter become an infection is the motto.
Dr. Judy, what do you think about how they've handled it and what advice would you give others who may be in a similar situation?
Well, I adore Gretchen and Slade, and they are really the ultimate power couple, and I love that they really focus on communication. And usually there is one person in the couple that says, we need to talk about it now. Maybe the other person doesn't want to in the moment, but once they do, they realize, wow, we had it out in the open. In this way, it doesn't keep getting dragged into the future. You resolve the problem right there. I also love that Gretchen and Slade, being such good role models, have said, yeah, we have been fighting more in the pandemic. It's kind of not about us, but it's just about all of the external pressures, and you've nobody else to voice those frustrations to. So for both Gretchen and Slade, they may already be doing this, but for everybody else who's watching, I have two really important tips right now. One is institute a type of a family meeting that happens once a week. It can be 30 minutes and it can be just time set aside that you can talk about any responsibilities that you take care of, planning for the weekend, whatever comes up, but having that time set aside is really helpful, especially because Gretchen and Slade, their parents, they're busy. So sometimes you don't get to have everything organized. And if you know that there's a half hour on the weekend that you're setting aside, then you know that everything can come out at that time. And it creates that space for that conversation. And the second tip is finding creative ways for couples to have quality time. I know that most of us are staying at home right now, but there's still ways to be creative together, discover new hobbies and activities together. So make room for that. For my husband and I, we do it over our Saturday and Sunday morning coffee in the morning in our kitchen. And it's just been a really nice ritual that we've instituted during the pandemic.